Hello students. Little different setting than what I usually am in. I am sitting outside in my gazebo enjoying this beautiful Southern California weather. Just got back from walking the beach trail in San Clemente, for those of you who are familiar with that. Otherwise, if you are not in Southern California, hopefully you have the opportunity to visit us sometime. I want to go over how to do your diet analysis. So I am going to go to the website that you need to become familiar with, and that is choosemyplate.gov. So I'm just going to type that in. And once that loads, this is what you're going to see. Now, you will have to create a profile, and we'll get to that in just a minute. But if you scroll to the bottom of the page, you will see these online tools. So you want to go to Super Tracker and click on that. And this is where you're going to do all the work for your diet analysis. So again, you need to create a profile. So typically in this portion of the page, you will see sign in or create a profile. And so I've already signed in for the day. So it's under pickle. So I'm just going to click on that. And then once you create that profile, that will usually consist of, they'll ask you your name, a password, they'll ask you for things like your gender, your height, weight, etc., etc. And so again, once you create that, then you will always use that username and password to get back into the Super Tracker. From here, you are going to come up to this toolbar and you are going to go to the food tracker. And then you will, for 2 days, track your food. And one of those days, I want it to be a weekend day. So either you're going to do a Friday and Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday, or Sunday, Monday is what I want you to do. So let me just scroll down here a little bit. And you're going to put in here in the food tracker everything you eat and drink for that date. So, for instance, sometimes you cannot be too specific or it won't show anything. So, for instance, if I type in a plain bagel, it will probably come up with no search results. So then you have to be a little bit more general. So type in just bagel, and then it's going to give you some choices to go down through. So whatever it may be, and then this is how it's going to come up. Alright, what I want you to do is get as specific as possible, but sometimes you might have to be a little bit more general. Just do the best you can. So for instance, if I ate a regular size 4-ounce bagel, and for breakfast, I'm going to mark that, and then I'm going to add it. And then if I put anything on my bagel, such as cream cheese, I actually already added that. So I would type in back here, cream cheese, and then how much of it I use for my bagel, and then add that to breakfast as well. So whatever you put as condiments or whatever on your food, you need to include that as well. So if you were eating a turkey sandwich for lunch, you need to break it down into the meat, the bread, and whatever vegetables or condiments you use on it as well. So this is what you'll be doing for all 3 meals of the day, as well as your snacks that you will be eating. And then what you will see is as you add food, you're going to see the total calories that you've eaten, which includes the sugars, the saturated fat, even the sodium. And then you're also going to see things like this chart up here at the top that shows the basically 5 major food groups and if you're getting your target for each of those food groups. This is always based on a 2000 daily calorie limit. And so as you are putting food in, it'll show how much you have eaten and how many calories you have remaining for that day. So again, here's the date, and you are going to do it for 2 days. So if it was today and tomorrow, then obviously when I log in tomorrow, it'll show tomorrow's date. If for some reason, say I am working on it tomorrow and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot that late night snack that I ate on the 7th. All you have to do is go back to the 7th that day, and then it'll come up everything that you put in already, and then you just add it. Alright, so moving on from here, then you will also be tracking your physical activity. So you're going to go back up to this toolbar, click on Physical Activity Tracker, and then what you are going to do is the same thing with the food tracker. You're going to put in all the exercise that you have done. Now understand that exercise is not always working out at the gym or going on a treadmill or elliptical or something like that. It can be just things that you're doing around the house as far as chores. It could be walking to and from class. It could be a lot of things that burn calories that you can include. So for instance, the example I always give, if let's just say I put in here walking. So it's going to give me all these lists, but I'm just going to go ahead and click go. And then what you will see is 100 and some results for walking. Alright, so again, you just need to get as close as possible to what you're doing throughout that particular day and just kind of keep track on it. And I always am looking for a particular one. Oh, right here, number 38. And granted, this is an online class, but if you're taking any other classes, walking to work or class. So you could use that as an example. Here's from walking from house to car or bus and back, whatever. So again, a lot of things constitute burning calories, not just exercising in and itself. So again, you're going to keep track of that for 2 days as well. And then even though this goes for a weekly total, it basically is saying you need to have at least 150 minutes a week. If you want to track it that long, that's perfectly fine, but you do need to track it the same 2 days that you're doing your food tracker. Once you have completed those, the food tracker and the physical activity tracker, then you're going to go to what's called My Reports. And this is what you are actually going to scan and hand in to me. The first one that I want is, there's actually 3 reports. The first one I want you to hand in is what's called the Food Groups and Calorie Report. So this is basically going to list everything that you ate and drank for those 2 days and based on the calories and whether you are reaching your target or not. So what you would do is you would just go in, and again, if it was today and then tomorrow, and then you would create the report. So it's going to give you kind of a summary of those 2 days. So then you would create the report, print it, scan it, and send it to me. The other report that you're going to do is what's known as the nutrients report, and it's the same thing. You're going to just put in the date range, and then you're going to create that report as well. Sorry, my computer's becoming a little slow. But it's the same type of concept that you have for the food groups and calorie report. And I'm not sure why that's not coming up. But anyway, you get what I'm talking about, hopefully. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'm not sure why it's not recording. Anyway, let's move on. And then the last report you're going to, my computer just locked up on me. The last report you're going to do is a physical activity report. Oh, there it goes. Okay, the nutrients report. So same thing, the date range from today, and let's say it's tomorrow, and then create that report. And then lastly would be the physical activity report. And this usually is just a one-page document, and it's going to again just come up with the week that you had your physical activity done in. And again, I'm not sure why it's not responding. Okay, so well, that's loading or not loading. Again, just to review, you do need to create an account. So first go to choosemyplate.gov, then go to the bottom of that page to SuperTracker, create a profile. Okay, so let's go back to this now. Let's just put in today's date and then create that report. All right, so create that profile, then start detailing for 2 days your food tracker. All right, so right here. And then from there, you're also going to do your physical activity tracker that's under the same toolbar. All right, and then after those 2 days, you're going to create my report. So you're going to create a report for food groups and calories, the nutrient reports, and then also the physical activity reports. And then you will scan each of those pages and then send them to me by the due date. All right, thanks. Have a great day.